It is Sunday fun day, right? At least for recording purposes. It is Sunday fun day. The message is timeless. All right. Dear God and Archangel Michael, please be with me as I channel these messages here today. Please make my information clear, true, and concise, and give the collective accurate confirmations. No secrets, no lies. Let them know what they need to know for the questions that they have. Let the answers they seek come through me if that's what you demand. Archangel Michael, surround me with your wings of light and cut off all energetic projections with your sword of light that are not for my highest timeline. Amen. All right, we've hit that minute mark. Welcome in, witches, bitches, twats, and thoughts. I'm Black Betty, and I am Karma's right hand. This is the Underdog Ministry. There is my moderator. Hello, Kristen. Welcome in. What's good? Let's do this reading, shall we? I'm going to shake up the dice, but first I am going to ring that bell. All right, let's do this. So, how's everybody doing out there this weekend? You're fine to be in and out. I'm grateful whatever reading you can pop into. It's definitely an unpaid gig and you are volunteering. So I appreciate it, Kristen. Thank you guys. Everybody that's here, new subscribers, hang out. This gets fun. Older subscribers, let's stir up some conversation in the comment section. Where are you guys watching from? What's your sign? What's your time zone? Hell, even if you want to troll, go for it. Boost the algorithm a little bit. Talk your trash, all right? It's good. Well, safe travels. I'm sorry that you had to go to a celebration of life. I'm sorry to hear that. Especially on your birthday weekend. That's horrible. Felt. Like the fabric, or somebody felt their feelings. Somebody felt bad about doing something. You Strong. Somebody thought they were strong. Somebody felt strong. Maybe they weren't strong enough. It's a song by Cher, isn't it? Strong enough to live without you. Strong enough. Sorry, I digress. Do I have another T anywhere? I'm one letter off of a ticket. Somebody might, oh, there it is. There it is, there it is, there it is. Something about a ticket. Is that a moving violation, like a speeding ticket, or somebody, like a ticket to travel on a plane, a train, an automobile, a ticket on a ferry, a ticket on an amusement park ride, admission somewhere? Somebody had a strong feeling about something. They had a decision to make. I don't know why that's coming through. You gotta be fucking kidding me right now. Trump is here. Trump is here. That's never intentionally in my readings. I want to avoid that subject altogether in my readings. But it's here. So there's that. Boy, this is going to be a delicate reading today. We've got toilet is the next word out. Toilet. Fed, F-E-D. Fed. Somebody ate something, or federal, like federal agent. Fed. Somebody fed somebody a line of bullshit. Somebody had a strong feeling about it. Really. This is really, I don't want to do this reading. I almost want to click off right now because I really don't want to tap into this subject matter at all. Somebody felt strong about the Trump ticket. Like, somebody's federal investigation just went down the toilet. Oops. Full cap, C-A-P. Full cap. I don't like this reading already. I'm going to just say it one more time. I absolutely am not choosing how these dice are rolled. Y'all are watching it live. I'm not picking it. That's what's there. RBG. So is Ruth Bader Ginsburg, folks. RBG would be rolling over in her grave right now. Okay. Okay, somebody felt really strong about the Trump ticket. Something about it's going in the toilet. Somebody thought that something was going to be tanked. Possibly a federal investigation. Somebody said some shit they didn't need to say. Full cap. Or that needed to be said that nobody else would say. And then we've got RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the late Supreme Court Justice. All right, so we are going to get into a touchy reading today. Let's get in the basket and get the even more touchy stuff out, shall we? All right, this is all that's left in the basket. Who's out there? I don't want to do this reading. I really don't want to do this reading, Kristen. I really don't want to do this reading. I wish I knew who you were in real life. Like, I feel like you're my buddy out there. But, you know, this whole internet makes people anonymous and unknown to each other. All right. First card I see is $15,000. Somebody might have donated $15,000. They felt so strongly about something. Somebody could have gotten paid $15,000. There could be an amount that's relevant to an investigation that's $15,000. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Hush money as an apology. Weird flex, but okay. Are you kidding me right now? 15 grand, I guess. Somebody's getting paid to be quiet about something. X? Like Twitter? Really? You gotta be fucking kidding me with this reading. Where is he? I won't let it go until I find him. Somebody's being looked for. Somebody can't find another person, and they're not gonna stop. We are all free to choose, but we are not free from the consequence of our choices. I said, I wish I knew who you were in person, Kristen. I feel like we're buddies, but the internet does that kind of stuff. I'm sorry, your service cuts out. All right, so empty. Really? Somebody feels really, really void inside of themselves. Messing with your algorithm behind the scenes. This one's dated January 9th, 2023. Wife didn't leave, she's buried. But wait, there's more. Okay. Something about somebody's finances. You need to look into where the $15,000 came from, where the $15,000 went. Something about $15,000. Somebody was questioning somebody about their finances. I think somebody lost their temper and we won't go too deep into that. Fuck your feelings. F-Y-F. Fuck your feelings. Okay. Somebody's going to turn down the bribe. Oh my. Okay. Okie dokie. For trigger warning for anybody out there that is an SA survivor or has sensitivities when it comes to discussing domestic violence topics that border on sexual violence, okay? There's your warning. Somebody rage fucks women as quote unquote BDSM in order to punish them. This male feels their true sexuality is a sin. They're in the closet. They punish women because they don't want the women. This person, they get another notch on the head post, but they do it with the intent of punishing what they're supposed to protect. Ew, ew, ew. And they know where you live. Ew, ew, ew. We've got walls up. Somebody's very closed off, hard to reach, hard to get to, hard to provoke. Paid confidential informant. Yo, this is going to be huge, you guys, this reading. Venus, love, energy, relationships, money. This person was paid to romance somebody. They've been fired. You fired. You guys, that's the last card out of the basket. I can't even make this up. I can't. We've got Trump in. For everybody that has not been here while I was doing the dice, we unfortunately are going to have a political reading. Well, it's going to get dicey. We've got felt, strong, ticket, Trump, toilet, fed, cap, and RBG, as in Ruth Bader Ginsburg, folks. So we are going to have one hell of a reading. The cards that I am feeling, almost everything here is tied to it. I'm just going to leave them all laid out. We're going to go with my trusty Rider-Waite deck, and then we'll get into the Masonic after that for clarification. All right, you guys. So let's get into this, but first some water, because let's sip our water and mind our business, because we're about to get into somebody's business, evidently. All right, put your seatbelts on, bitches. Let's get going. All gas, no brakes. Tell me about this reading, please and thank you. Felt, strong, ticket, Trump, toilet, fed, cap, RBG. Tell me about this $15,000 in this hush money, please and thank you. Oh, shit. Four of Swords in the reverse and the Nine of Pentacles. Look, somebody's trying to make sure that another person buries a story. Okay? How much is it going to take to make you walk away of your own accord? How much is it going to take to make you walk away of your own accord? We're trying to bury a story. Four of Swords in the reverse. In this deck, this Four of Swords is somebody laying in state in the death pose. This is awake. Okay? The eternal rest. This is not... I'm feeling like it's a life or death situation here. Life or death situation. We're all free to choose, but we're not free from the consequence of our choices. All right, a life or death situation, and somebody here is feeling the burn. $15,000 is a magic number in this situation. Okay, Three of Pentacles. This person is a paid informant. They're working with the feds. Somebody's working with the feds. Or the feds want somebody to work for them. How much is it going to cost to get you to walk away of your own accord? instead of getting you X'd out. There's something that here that has been worked on. There's a group of people, a collaboration, a conspiracy, something along those lines with this Three of Pentacles. Tell me about this $15,000, please and thank you. Five of Wands in the reverse. This is being done behind people's backs, or it would cause a huge argument. Or this is what caused the argument. Remember, we've got this card up here. Somebody didn't leave, they're buried because they were finding out something about finances over here. That $15,000 could be somebody didn't die. Somebody didn't die, and now somebody wants hush money because they know about it. Eight of Swords. Somebody's backed into a corner. The walls are up. Somebody's penned in. They're in trouble. Hey, CK. Hey, A Savage. How's it going, folks? Paid confidential informant. Somebody's been doing this for a while. Somebody didn't die. They're a paid confidential informant. This person, how much is it going to cost to get you to walk away of your own accord and tell us everything you know? To work with us. There's that fuck your feelings, that Five of Wands right there in the reverse. This person here has been turned. That's why people are looking for this person. Where is he? I won't let it go until I find him. Okay, we've got somebody here that is is a turncoat. They know that somebody was supposed to die, or maybe they were supposed to be the person that made somebody die. This wife didn't leave. She's buried. She didn't die. Somebody didn't die. And somebody knows the truth. And they are holding somebody else pretty much hostage with this Eight of Swords here. Nine of Swords in the reverse. This is how this person is maintaining their peace. Really? I don't like this. This CI knows that they are stuck between a rock and a hard place. They have done some really fucked up shit here with this sexuality issue. Okay? Like, they funnel all of their fury, all of their hatred, all of their stress, all of their problems through this activity. Somebody wasn't supposed to survive. Somebody hired this particular man to make sure somebody did not survive their sexual encounter. Where is he? I won't let it go until I find him. Fuck your feelings. Somebody wants their money back. They're confident that this person would never say shit about who they are trying to collect. This is one of the collaborators, one of the co-conspirators, one of the conspiracy. Okay? This is somebody who paid this person. This person didn't do their job. Now they're hiding. Now the person that paid them wants their fucking money back. This is somebody within the law enforcement that is, wow, this person's in big trouble. That's all I got to say. Like, if you're the type of person that takes money to make people disappear, and you're taking money from dirty cops because you're a paid confidential informant working for the feds, whoever this fed is dangerous for this person. He can put you in prison. He can kill you. You got any kind of excuse because you're on record as some sort of paid CI. The World in reverse and the Five of Swords in reverse. Somebody's not going to be surviving the next assignment they're sent on. This is how this cop's going to get rid of whoever owes them this money. Look, I'll make it go away. I will forgive the debt if you do this job for me. But this job is a setup. It's another hit. You've got to be kidding me. This is a Fed that's doing this. Queen of Swords. This is an investigator. This is somebody that's an official. This is somebody that's supposed to be on the right side of the law and doing the right thing and standing up for integrity and whatnot. And they are dirtier than the people they're paying hush money to. I think this person, this Fed, wanted their wife to disappear. They think she's buried. They think the job's done. The job isn't done. Job isn't done. You busted. Just break down, shake down. Everybody welcome to the crowded line. Fuck. You're busted. Somebody's busted. Somebody's busted. Look, I think this person, this paid confidential informant, they're going to turn. They're going to turn. And this CI is trying to leverage this cop, leverage this Fed. Why? What does it feel like? What is the reason behind all of this? Queen of Cups. Somebody's terrified. They are in their feelings. They are caring only about themselves. They are concerned about their own well-being. Okay? They are concerned about taking care of their own situation. Trying to hold it all together with a glass of wine shaken in one hand. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. This person didn't have a long-term escape plan. They just didn't think they'd ever get caught. This is something they're not going to be able to pay their way out of. They're not going to be able to use their connections. This is somebody that works for the feds that is using a confidential informant to commit a crime on their behalf and supposedly make somebody disappear unalived. Possibly their wife didn't leave, she's buried, over finances, right? Somebody's trying to pay this informant some more money to get them to be quiet. No more jobs. If you just do this one more for me. And it's a setup. It's another hit. 6 of Wands. So it happens in the view of witnesses. People see it, and that this cop is not involved. This Fed is not involved. There's that 9 of Swords in the reverse again. That will alleviate all of their problems, all of their worries. They won't be responsible for it that way. They won't even be looked at as a suspect. They'll just be like, it's one of my informants. You know what I mean? Like, this person can explain where money went and they're getting reimbursed. Like, it's like this person's using their own shit. Like, here, I'm gonna wire you the money. and then they use that and turn it in for reimbursement for paying CIs and shit. There is a paper trail on this finance situation. We got the Tower and the Ace of Cups in reverse. Look. It's over. And this person is devastated. It's over. That's the most rude thing I've ever heard. This CI is going to look at this cop and tip one out in advance. Does that make sense, folks? Oh, fuck. Okay. So what does this have to do with somebody feeling strong about the Trump ticket? What the fuck does this have to do at all? I wanted to avoid that all the way together, but we're going to pull on it because there it is. What does this have to do with Trump ticket? What does this have to do with that? Other than it could be under this Fed could be working under this Trump administration. Jealousy. Somebody felt strongly about something for sure. Oh, I don't want to get into this at all. You guys, you may need to flip the roles in this situation, but I believe somebody is working under this administration currently, and whoever their partner is was like, I'm going to say an extremist that's extremely jealous that they get to be closer to the president than whoever this informant is. This is weird. The woman, the one that's supposed to be gone, is who this Fed is jealous of, their own partner. That's why they're paying the CI to make her disappear. They're jealous of her having more access? Are they both under this administration? Are they both working at the Capitol, CAP? Are they both working for this? Somebody's missing. She's not dead. She's dead or she's not dead on paper. Didn't leave. She's buried. Maybe she's buried in work. Okay, that doesn't necessarily mean she kicked the bucket. Maybe she's buried in finances. Maybe she's buried in a mountain of bills. Okay, maybe he left her with everything, all the responsibility. Release. Cut loose. This person is jealous of her proximity. Felt very strongly about the situation. Transformation. Shit changed between the two of them as soon as they both took this job. That's 4 cards. We'll take them. Friendship, focus, transmute, and good fortune. Something changed in the way that they related to each other. Something changed in their friend group. Something changed. Both of their positions shifted in different directions to where they had to focus on other things. They thought that maybe this would change things for the better. Him being this paid CI or paying these CIs. They get some information. It would change their lives for the better. This person was trying to find information on anybody and everybody in the Trump administration. Anybody involved with the ticket. Anybody involved in the in the cabinet specifically. These are people that are real close. This is on the inside. There is somebody that works for the feds who is paying confidential informants or has the capacity to pay confidential informants chunks like 15 grand. Okay, this is like not easy to hide, right? Somebody's emptied bank accounts, somebody's finances are completely destroyed. I think somebody left their wife buried in problems, buried in illegal ties, buried in dirty money problems while they're out here. I don't know, hiring people that are sexually violent to make her disappear. Knows where you live. Messing with your algorithm behind the scenes. This is all high up government. This is all hush hush. Hush 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 hush. But wait, there's more. Okay. Come on, hands, do your thing, please. All right, tell me about, where is he? I won't let go until I find him. I won't let it go. This Fed is looking for this informant. This informant is missing. This is a sexually violent person. So this person being missing and off the radar is a problem. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Six of Pentacles, Queen of Wands in the reverse. Somebody's trying to give somebody money and they can't find them. They're not doing what they said they would do. They're not giving them the information they said they would. They're not in the place they said they would be. Queen of Wands in the reverse is somebody that's not upright, no integrity, no trust. Somebody that would cheat you out of money. This CI, it took the money and ran. And didn't do the work they were supposed to do. Didn't get the info they were supposed to get. Got out of whatever charge they had for being sexually violent. And now they're gone. Like in the wind. Three of Wands. Man, somebody's on the move. Somebody is like... off in the distance. Like they're already gone. Like they've been gone longer than people think. This person might have even gone overseas. This person might be living somewhere where near the equator where it's warm enough to live off of the land. Like near a beach. Four of Cups in the reverse. Eight of Cups. So the breakthrough came for this person when they walked away. A breakthrough happened when they could not find this informant again. See the Emperor on the bottom of the deck? And the Empress on the bottom of the deck. Both of them in the fucking reverse. Both of them. She knows everything. She's buried in all of the problems. Left her hanging the bag, holding the bag. Left her hanging. These two were so toxic. This person wanted her to die. Instead, now she's buried in all of the financial problems this person has left behind. This person is using their own personal bank accounts to fund a CI and get their job to pay it back, so they never really paid for an unaliving. Now somebody wants more money to stay quiet. They're gone. They're off in the wind. And now this Fed is terrified. They can't, like, they're in their feelings. Their stomach's fucked up. This person's like drinking ulcers. They could be vomiting from the stress. They could be having tension headaches. This person's having blurry vision from the tension headaches. All of this is like right now. I'm downloading this real time. This person is the bubble guts. They're shitting themselves scared. This Fed, they're like, they walk around with some Pepto, like liquid Pepto in their pocket, or like Mylanta, and they're drinking little shots of it all day long. This person is they got themselves backed into a big corner here. This CI who's getting out of a charge, they're as good as, considered that charge be, what do you call it, when it's contaminated. The evidence would be contaminated by this Fed because they didn't do the right thing and instead tried to pay this person to commit another crime, right? So whatever this person that's in the wind did, even if they get caught up, they're not going to get charged, because if they say one thing, they have the money. The paper trail between this Fed and his personal finances and the reimbursement from confidential informant funds, however that works within their federal system here. These are both people that work within the system, high up enough to be able to drop 15 grand without sneezing. High up enough to be able to manipulate the finances within these federal systems to be able to, clean up their money. This person's really using paid CIs to try and exact their own types of revenge, okay? And using really nasty tempered criminals to do it. People that hurt women on purpose because they're secretly interested in the opposite sex, and it makes them mad, or the same sex, and it makes them mad and take it out on the opposite sex. That's like their MO. It's like what they do. It's what's in their rap sheet, okay? It's how this person zeroed in on who they were going to pay as their CI. They picked the nastiest, worst one. They picked the one that was going to do the most damage. What's going to happen to this Fed? Full cap. What's going to happen to this Fed? Oh, shit. Three of Swords. The Three of Torches. I'm getting burned at the stake. This person is going to be a sacrificial lamb. They're going to be made an example of by their colleagues. This person is going to be fired. All right, this person's going to be fired. They're not going to have any money. The Fool in reverse and the Void in reverse. Look, this is an unrecoverable fuck up. Unrecoverable fuck up. It's a good thing you learned the ins and outs of the worst criminals while you were doing what you were doing, paying confidential informants, because now you're going to have to run that way. You're going to have to just operate your life that way, because you'll never have a real job again. Like an unrecoverable fuck up. You are going to be sacrificed by your own here. That Three of Torches. Yeah, this is, and change. Wheel of Fortune. Boom. Okay? Unrecoverable fuck up. You altered the course of your destiny permanently forever. You are now one of the bad guys. Oh, damn. Science. And the two of books in reverse. Look, we've got, this is like the magician card. Except this is the scientist. It is the mad scientist. It is Dr. fucking Doofenshmirtz. This is the leader of the tri-state area. Okay? This is somebody here that is definitely out there in DC, Virginia, in New York, okay? Like, this is somebody that's big out in that area in the federal government. And that Two of Swords in the reverse, they're about to get a burn notice. No contacts, no help. You're nobody. You are persona non grata. Growth in reverse. Last card out for the reading. Time to decompose is what I just heard. Somebody just burned their entire life. They destroyed their own. I mean, this is somebody that's like way in the upper echelon of society in supposedly. So high up, $15,000 is chump change. So high up that they thought they could use their, I don't know. I really feel like this is the current administration. I don't really feel like this has anything specifically to do with the president himself. I think that has happened since 2016. From the first administration, 45 to 47. Okay? Somebody felt really, really, really strongly about some shit. Maybe they had opposite viewpoints about the election and the Trump ticket. You need to get off of the... Go, scoot, scoot. I don't know why the three legs of the pedestal of this, like, phone stand, the ring light stand, is where she wants to lay in the whole 900 square feet of the living room. It's not really that big. It's just... Out of all this space, you choose the three little skinny legs on the stand to lay on. You're silly. All right, so this person here, they got to burn, like they're burnt. Think about all the confidential informants. Or think about all of the criminals that they've worked with over the course of their time to get that high in the upper echelon of federal society, okay? To be working under the last two Trump administrations, possibly, something along those lines. I think that whatever side either of these people were on working for the federal government, this husband and wife, they were on opposite sides of the ticket. One way or another, they felt differently about it. Okay? This man had so much fury. They felt so strongly about it. They were going to use one of their confidential informants to make their wife disappear. Another federal employee. Thinking that this CI is just going to go down for it and never, never say never. They were going to set this person up to do another job and make them disappear so they never had to pay them. And now this person wants more money. Okay? Like they're going to be thrown under the bus. There's somebody that's going to be making a call from wherever they're hiding to be like, oh, hello, FBI. I'd like to turn myself in, please, and thank you. So this guy can't get a hold of me. I used to be a paid CI. Can you help me, please? This man knows where I live. Right? This is something that's going to be really, I think it's definitely going to be suppressed from the media. I'll bet that this algorithm gets messed up. Messing with your algorithm behind the scenes, okay? I'll bet this one gets suppressed too. I think the whole situation that this federal officer or federal employee and their wife and this confidential informant, this triangle of mess over this $15,000, the paper trail about the finances is where they're going to get caught up. It's how this person's going to get fired. They're going to get the axe, okay? And then this Fed is going to go nuts looking for this informant. Where is he? I won't let it go until I find him. This person's not going to get their 15 grand back from the reimbursement of paying confidential informants. And the CI is off in the wind. So now this man's screwed with the finances as well. They have no way to get anywhere. They've got a burn notice. They've got no credit. They're going to have nothing. The system they used to work for is now going to hunt them. All while they're still trying to find somebody they used to hunt. This is a big situation for somebody, and they destroyed their entire life. They destroyed their entire situation. They're going to get burned at the stake because of the foolish move that they made. Like, this is... You feel so strongly about an election one way or another that you are going to have your partner who also works for the same said upper echelon of society disappeared, ended, unalived. You're using your work's finances and reimbursement system to be so bold as to get the money back that you've paid the informant to unalive this woman. And now your informant who likes to rage fuck women for BDSM because they're closeted and mad about it. So this is a danger to society, running loose on the fucking streets because somebody wanted what? To get rid of their partner because they felt different about who's elected. That's what divorces were for. It's something about this person's finances. They're so worried about their bank account being empty. They're worried about never being able to recover, okay? The money. They're worried about having to talk about why they're fired. I mean, how do they ask for people's help? She's gone. Where is she? I don't know. I paid somebody to end her. That's why I can't get my money back. How is this person going to ask for anybody's help? How are they going to look at their friends and their family and explain why their finances are so fucked? Why they lost their job as a federal person? Like, this could be somebody that worked for the post office. You know what I mean? Federal government. But, I don't know. This situation is a big mess for somebody. And it's being kept suppressed, under wraps, because of the level of exposure this could bring possibly to the administration. Because, you know, your feelings about the situation, it says, fuck your feelings up there. I don't know. It's extreme between a man and a wife and a paid CI. It didn't work out. She's just buried in all of like the legal bullshit, all of the empty bank accounts, all of the unpaid bills, all of the legal ramifications, the bankruptcy, the losing the home, the explaining to the family, etc., etc. She's either dead or she's buried in all of that, depending on, you know, how you read the situation, whose situation it is, whose reading this is. I don't think she's actually gone. I think she was supposed to be gone, and this person's trying to cover up everything they did to make her disappear. And the person they paid is in the wind. And they're sexually violent. And this person used their job to launder some hush money to try and keep this person paid to do whatever they wanted them to do to whoever their wife is. This is wild. These people are crazy up in there. And these are the people that are running the government. These are the people telling us what's best. These are the people that are telling us what we need to do and who we need to sleep with and what medical decisions we need to make, instead of just making sure the roads and the potholes and shit are filled. I don't know. This is definitely a different idea than what I thought I was going to do a reading about today. But, you know, at least it didn't go the direction I thought it was going to go. I didn't want to read directly on him specifically. I think this is people that are working for this administration. I think they're between 2016 and now have been employees of the federal government, whether they are a postal worker or they are working at Quantico or they are working in the White House. They are on this, they're in the federal government, both the husband and the wife. There's a bunch of dirty laundry going on. All right. I'm going to close the reading right there. I think I might actually leave these words and do a second reading on them because I'm getting kind of more off of them, but I don't want to sit here with my battery on red. I don't want to lose you guys. It's about to drop out. I've got like 10% of battery left. So I'm going to close the reading. I'll probably try and do another one on these for the next reading. No guarantee it's going to be today, tonight. Might be first thing in the morning. We'll see. But I'll leave those words there and do another one about people that feel strongly about the Trump ticket. We'll talk about being in the toilet. We'll talk about federal involvement. We'll talk about full cap. And we'll talk about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. But not now. All right. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I will see you on the next one. You guys kick ass and take names. And remember, if I can manage to not be a piece of shit, so the fuck can you. Black Betty out.